Hey everybody, it's Sally and I'm in the kitchen today and I thought I'd make you a quick little recipe. I had a taste for something sweet and this is something I've made before that helped me over a rough patch. It's something I keep in the freezer or the refrigerator just to have a little go-to sweet that's um, protein friendly or at least not abysmally bad for you if in any case. They're called faux cookie dough cookies and you eat them like you'd eat cookie dough if you like cookie dough. You don't cook them. You don't bake them. So here's how this is done, folks. It is, um, first you've got some raisins and some cinnamon, and I soak some raisins in some hot water and let them stand for 10 minutes and drain them off. Okay. And I'm going to vary this recipe a little, needless to say. And it's all going in the food processor, which is right here. Okay, here we go. First thing I'm supposed to do is place applesauce, peanut butter, vanilla extract, maple syrup, a little canola oil, some flaxseed in the bowl of the food processor. Process until smooth. Well, let me tell you what, I didn't have any applesauce, but I did have an apple. So what I did was slice the apple, take the seeds out, nuke it in the microwave, throw it in the food processor, and blend it up. So I've basically got pulverized apple pulp here. Okay. And I'm not going to do everything it says. Okay, it says applesauce, peanut butter. Okay, I have Simply Jif, because that just happens to be what I have. Now I'm making a double batch because I've got a huge can of garbanzo beans and not the 15-ounce can, but I'll put the recipe up anyway. So that's, you see how much peanut butter that is. That's a big blob of peanut butter. Okay. Vanilla extract. Well, you know what I'm going to use instead of vanilla extract? I'm going to use my Torani, just for the heck of it. Okay, so I'm just going to use a splash of Torani French vanilla. Never hurts. The more vanilla, the merrier. That's what I say. Okay, French vanilla. I just got to read the thing. Peanut butter, vanilla extract, maple syrup. Okay, you know what? I could use diet maple syrup, but instead I'm going to use a little blob of honey. Oh, that's out of a honey bear. But those honey bears have those gold metal labels, and you can't nuke them to soften that honey up when it starts to crystallize, so I poured it in a jar. Okay, so a little honey, and when I say a little, I mean, y'all saw it wasn't very much. It says, oh, it said a teaspoon of maple syrup. Well, that was a lot more than a teaspoon of honey, but you don't have to put that much in. Okay, canola oil, forget the canola oil. Ground flaxseed, where's my ground flaxseed? I just opened. This is actually flaxseed meal, which I just opened this bag, so it's Bob's Red Mill. I've got a little handful here. I would say it is a tablespoon. I'd say that was a couple of tablespoons because I'm making a double batch. Okay, and a little flaxseed never hurts you, so you can put a little extra in there. Okay, then it says process until smooth. Okay, where's the lid? Oops, let me just let you see. Smells really, really good. Okay, I'm not going to bore you to death. So there, it's basically pretty much of a mush. Then it says, with the motor running, slowly add the garbanzo beans, drained raisins, instant oatmeal. Uh, I can get that other cabinet in a second. Okay, instant oatmeal and shredded coconut. And we're talking about a tablespoon. I mean, this is a tablespoon of this stuff, so it's really not, or maybe it's two. Let me taste this. Oh, that tastes awesome just as it is. Okay, you know what? Forget adding a little bit at a time. I'll put some of these in. I'll throw in the raisins and the little bits of dates. You know what? Use any kind of dried fruit you like. I'm also going to throw in, I got this. I don't know where I got this. This is Let's Do organic coconut, unsweetened. I've had several recipes that call for things like this, and I don't do coconut much because it's got, oh God, that's got a lot of calories in it. So I don't, that was probably 2 tablespoons. I don't think I used it at all the last time. Let's see how it's doing. Not very excited enough. Okay, I'm going to throw the rest of these in here, and we're going to check the texture. That's the garbanzo beans rinsed. Oh, the cinnamon. I'm not a huge cinnamon person, but it's really good for you, so I'll put it in there. And here we go again. tell you right now that I think it needs a little more fluid. Yeah, it needs some more fluid to loosen it up so it gets to be smoother. I'm going to cut away, finish this up, which is basically all there is to this, and then I'll show you how I spoon it out and put it in the freezer so you're not too bored. Okay, here's part two. I wanted you to see that I got the stuff out of the food processor, okay? And it looks like cookie dough, doesn't it? It's a little thin because, I played with it and then it wasn't exactly. But you have to play with it. You have to make it taste the way you want to make it taste. I added a little more cinnamon when I turned the camera off. And I also added some of this. This is a new sweetener to the market. It's from Maltitol that came out 20 years ago. Xylitol, sorry. Xylitol that came out about the same time as Splenda or Equal. I think Equal, when Equal came out, and so Equal kind of eclipsed it and it fell off the radar. But this was in my store not long ago for coffee, little individual packets, and I know it's not a pure thing, and I'm a big fat, hypocrite. But I do like stuff that's sweet, and I don't want to use white sugar, and I don't want to use a ton of honey for the calories. So anyway, here's what I used. I added a little of this. Any kind of sweetener you prefer, or none at all if it's sweet enough for you. You could add a pinch of salt too. You know how a lot of cookies ask for a pinch of salt. Something to kind of set the sweet off. But anyway, this is it. I know it doesn't look that exciting, but I'm going to chill it in the refrigerator, and then I'm going to take my little scooper and make little balls and put them on like the cookie sheet and put them in the freezer for a minute till they freeze up, plop them all in a Ziploc bag and throw them in the freezer to grab when I need to. If you want to process everything but the dried fruit, add more dried fruit if you like. Add some pumpkin pie spice, some apple pie spice, some cloves, some allspice, whatever it is you like in your cookies. And if it's too thin, you can add a little more oatmeal, or I went back and shook in a little bit more flaxseed oil. And that was it. You can use anything you want. Just think about the fact that the garbanzo beans are keeping you from using oil. And flour. Basically, it's giving you a nice thick brown cookie dough, kind of like like a Toll House cookie dough or an oatmeal cookie dough. It's something to have, people. It's just something to have. All right, I'll see you later. Bye. Okay, guys, look. I thought I would just show you. I put this in the refrigerator. Let's see, what can you see? You see this? Okay. Oh, it's backwards. There we go. I got the dough and put it in the fridge, and now can you see I'm doing the little balls, and I'm just going to fill up the tray and stick them in the outdoor freezer where I think I've got a flat space that I can work with. And basically they'll freeze up and I will pop them out. But I just want you to know they're not hard, and I didn't tell you how they tasted. It tastes delicious. And think hummus, but think the opposite, polar opposite. Not savory, sweet. You just don't think about chickpeas as holding a sweet flavor palette, but it really works for faux cookie dough. I mean, it's not quite the same, but it's close enough to fool your mind and your sweet tooth. And you can, if they're too thin, add a little more oatmeal. I didn't have flaxseed the last time. I don't know what I must have used if I didn't have, or maybe I did have some old flaxseed, but I don't know. Either way, you can actually make this up any way you want. Just start with the chickpeas and add whatever you know is healthy and low in calories and go from there. That was it. And let's hope this fits in right behind the other one.